Hello, hello everyone. This is me, Hack, and yeah, I'm like streaming now. Just a sec. Is everything going on YouTube? Yes or no? Yep. Hello everyone. This is me, Hack, and this is our day 2 of our OSCP live stream. We are in our previous stream. We did a box called Buscada, which was an easy Linux box. Next, we are going to do a Windows box called Escape. This is a medium level Windows box from Hack the Box. And if we get time, we will also do something called Active, which is an Active Directory box. And how much I remember, this is supposed to be an easy one. So yeah, let's start with Escape, and then we will do Active after that. By the way, like I will be streaming tomorrow around the same time. So yeah, like feel free to tune in. Now let me just start my VPN. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Next, I will go back and cd to hack the box, mkdir escape. I'm creating a separate directory for this specific machine where I will be storing everything related to this machine. Next, we are going to do sudo nmap minus sc minus sv. I'm also going to give the IP address. We will also do a full port scan. Then we will also save the output as nmap, and we will also do something like min rate 10,000 something. Let it then we will let it run, and I will also copy the IP, go back to my web browser and see if there's any web server or not. Okay, so my audio is also pretty good on YouTube, so let's go gamers. I don't think this specific server has any web server, because again this is a Windows box, so I don't expect it to have uh, Windows. I don't expect it to have any kind of web server. While that's running, we will also do something like this. Um, I will do SMB map. Nope. Can I ping it? Yeah. So up here we can see TTL equals to 127. This means it's a Windows box. Again, we already know it's a Windows box from Hack the Box description, but another way to find that, if the TTL was like 64, 60, 63 or something, it would be some kind of a Linux machine, by the way. Okay, so our nmap scan is done. So let's see what we have now. Port 53, which is DNS, port 88, which is for Kerberos, 135, 139, 389 LDAP, 445 for SMB, LDAP again. We can also see the DNS name, sequel.htb, and DNS computer name to be dc.sequel.htb. LDAP, we see a lot of LDAP, and then we have like WinRM port up here. Let's try something like this, enum for Linux. Oh, enum for Linux, everything, the IP. While that's happening, let's wait for it to complete. Okay, so we don't see anything in the output. No worries. Let me also bring up the live stream on my side. I don't think anyone is watching it, but it's okay. Cool. So I don't see anything coming back from our NF for Linux. Well, like we also have LDAP. Maybe we can explore that. So what we should do now? Let me do this real quick. Notes dot hack10101.com. So up here I have a lot of my notes. Let's do something like hack the box CPTS. It has all my notes from the CPTS exam. Let's see this. Enough for Linux. Okay, let's try this. Again, it should have worked. I doubt it's going to work. We can also do some kind of a search using LDAP search. LDAP search. Let's see if we have this tool. Yeah, we do have it. Let me just copy it, paste it up here. Up here now what we can do is we can modify the domain name. It should be HTTP and let's pull this up. SEQUEL SQL. Paste it. Put it up here. Next we have to get the IP correct. So this is our IP 10.129. Got 4.19. And we have some error. Let's check our error. It says invalid option H. I do remember there was some kind of a mistake in my notes, and I will fix that too. Let's see. Could not pass LDAP URI. Huh. Let's try something different. Let me just copy this, put it up here. The IP 10.129.4.19, and then let's try enum user. I don't think this is going to work, but yeah. Let me do help. Do 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 do. Should be somewhere here. Was it? Where it display info and DOM users. We do have this. And we get access denied. Okay, cool. So we can leave it. And SMB also does not work. SMB client just for sanity. Let me do that again. Okay, so it does work. There's a public directory, so let's see if we can access it or not. Public. Just a sec. Let me just fix it. And yeah, I can do access it, and we see a PDF file. Let's try to download it. Get let's try this again. Says object name not found, opening remote file. Okay, so there's some problem because this has spaces up here. Let's try this. And yeah, we were able to download it, and obviously there's no such LA thingy. Oops. So let me just exit it out, and let's open SQL's procedure, whatever the file name is, locally. Just a minute, guys. Okay, fine. So we got a PDF file from a public directory. So what does it say? Since last year we have got quite few accidents with our SQL server. Looking at you, Ryan. Okay, so we do have a potential username called Ryan now. But your instance on the DC, why should you even put a mock instance on the DC? Why should you even put a mock instance on DC? So Tom, so we have another user called Tom. So Tom decided it was a good idea to write a basic procedure on how to access and test any changes to the database. Of course, none of them will be done on the live server. We clone the DC mockup to a dedicated server. Tom will remove the instance from the DC as soon as he comes back from his vacation. The second reason behind this document is to work like a guide where no senior can be available to for all juniors. So up here we have like few like instructions on like how to access a domain joined machine. Says to download this server name and accessing from a non-domain joined machine. Accessing from a non-domain joined machine can be a little harder. The procedure is the same as the domain joined machine, but you need to spawn a command prompt and run the following thingy. So we don't see any username or password here. If any problem arises, please send an email to Brandon. So we have a potential another username called Brandon.Brown, and we might also know the naming schema of this specific company now. For new hired and those who are still waiting their users to be created and perms assigned can speak and the database with public user and the password. Get user can't uh, get user can't write one. Refer to the following guidelines to make sure Windows authentication to SQL Server. Okay, cool. So from here we know a password for the specific user. We know like few usernames which might exist, like Brandon Brown, etc. Okay, so I'm gonna do this real quick. Let's see if we have NXE. Yeah, we do have it. Let me do SMB minus U password. The heck is our password, mate? Let me just put the password. Where's the IP? SMB arrow. The following arguments are required. Target. I think the IP should be here. Let's see. Yeah, so we do have a guest user. Let's try one more thing. Let me just copy link address, go back to a terminal, and I want to replace this user. And yeah, Brandon Brown. Let's try that. Let's see if this will even work or not. No, it does not work. Okay, cool. But we do have a user called public user, guest user. Can't write one. Okay. Next, let's see if we can use the same thingy for WinRM. Nope. Oh, my bad. WinRM. Let me just try WinRM now. Does not work there. Okay, cool. So SMB client. Let me do 10.129 and .4.19. Let me do this and use the user called public user and the password to be connection to you failed. Oh no, I think it should be this way, and P should be also capital. Okay, that did not work. Let me just remove it. Connection to you failed. Error. Status not found. Let me just copy this. Let me just copy that and remove this and paste it here. Not enough character in space. I must be doing something wrong in here. Let me try this again. Okay, cool. So now let me just copy the password, paste it up there. mm, let's try to log in public again, but we will use credential which we found. Let me paste it here and copy the password again. Let's try to put anything up here. Put nmap dot nmap. No, we can't. Okay. I don't know what we can do with this credentials. Hmm. Can we log in into this wall or something? Let's try that. We can't do anything up here. Okay, so let me just exit out. Let me just also try something like net login. Net login. I doubt if we can do anything up here too. No, that doesn't work anyway. Mm. C is definitely not going to work. Yep, that does not work either. Cool. So let's see what else we can get from here. Okay, so we might be wrong. Like it says, like we can sneak a peek at the database with this. Okay, so let's check our nmap command one more time. Like output from our nmap command one more time. Cat nmap. Yeah. Let's try to log in into MS SQL Server. Let's see how we can log in into MS SQL Server. Logging in, into SQL Server. Article. Okay. There's a GUI from, I believe, Impacket tool suite or something. Yeah. So yeah, MS SQL client. So this is from Impacket tool suite. Let's try like SQSH. Do we have that here? SQSH. Yeah, we do have that. Will it support Linux Windows Target? Let's see that. Copy the IP, paste it up here. I believe the user should be given that way here. Copy the user, then the password. and let's do help. Okay, so this is a Linux format. I doubt whether we have been connected or not. Whether we have been connected or not. Let's leave that. Let me just quit it. Exit. Let's see. Mpacket. MSSQL. Client. Yeah, we do have that. Cool. So let me just do this now. Username, password, and target. Name, password. Then I believe it should be at the rate. I should also create some kind of a variable so it will be easier here. So we are guest in here. Next what we can do is like enable xpcmd shell. Let's try to enumerate users first. We can also try to execute command. So let's try this. User does not have enough permission to perform this action. SQL marked, you don't have permissions to run reconfigure statement. The configuration not exist. The you don't have permission to run reconfigure statement. Okay, we don't have permissions to do that. So execute a local shell command. Can we do that? Okay, so this is being executed on my own system. Cool. Upload from and to. Upload to is also not going to work. How much? I mean, if upload would have worked, what could have been a potential attack surface, or how we could have potentially attacked it? That's a good question to ask. So, how much? I know we could have tried something like SPF, not SPF, like SCP. I forgot the name of that specific attack, but yeah, we could have uploaded our own config file and could have tried to get the hash of a user, but this is an SQL server, so I don't know how that will work. But let's try this. Upload nmap, not nmap. Unhandled expectation list index out of scope. Okay, cool. Again, like we don't have much to do here. Let's try this. In mdb we can see master temp db msdb model is authority on. Yeah, so let's try something different now. Let's check for any links. I don't think that's going to be a case here. Local login, SQL server, SQL mark. Okay, cool. I don't know, like what should we do here? Let's see. In mdb owners, like this is not really going to help us. Let's see. I don't think we can run these from from our current shell which we have up here. I might have copied the wrong thingy. Control C. It's there. Okay, so it does work. Okay, cool. Current DB name. Master. Select database information. Create date. User enumeration. List all user. Let's try this. So we got like few more user names. SA, sysadmin, security admin, server admin. Cool. Select from, this is users, gonna be, yeah, these are DB specific thingies. DB DDL admin, data writer, data reader, backup operator. Okay, let's try this too. Select user permissions, copy that, paste it up here. Permissions like connect SQL and view any database. Okay, so we don't have a lot of things going on. Copy that, paste it here. I think we have seen this before. Tables and columns enumeration. Yeah, let's try that too. And let's see if we can find anything over there. SQL fallback DB, fallback dev, fallback USG, SQL monitor. Let me try this too. Basically copy pasting a lot of things. Do. That did not work. How much I know, like how much I remember, there's a way to like, there's a way how we can steal the hash of a user. So let's see, stealing password hash from MS SQL server. Let's try this. Okay, so what the heck was that? Article, and let's also add a keyword like responder. Let's try this now. Capture NTLM has this with MS SQL and essential OSCP tab. Okay. So imagine you have managed to compromise the system and find yourself in a MS SQL session. Now what? MS SQL database are often overlooked as a pivot point for lateral movement, but they can be a gold mine if you know what to look for. The XPDI dir tree and XP sub directories extended stored procedures are two key tools that can help you gather valuable information. Okay, but before that we need to first set up our responder, so let's do that. Let me go back here. Let me do sudo cools. Next we are going to try this, like xp dir tree, invoke a stored procedure from SSQL session, execute this. Okay, and by this we should be able to steal a password hash. So let's try this. That ain't helping. Wait. Okay, so we need to give our Kali IP now. So let's give our Kali IP, which is 10.10.14.49, and let's also do random something, and let's check this. So we don't see anything up here. Should have worked. But yeah, technically should have worked. Share name or something. Let me try that again. Do we have SMB running first or not? SMB server is on. Should have worked. Let's see. Let me try this one more time. And kaboom. So we have the password hash for SQL SVC user. Cool. Next we are going to copy that nano SQL SVC dot hash, paste it up here, control XY. Next we can run something like John SQL. Let me just give the word list first. Word list equals to user share word list rocky.txt and SQL svc.hash. Okay, so I probably need to unzip it. So let me do that first. Minus xvf. Oh, it's gunzip. Let me just try this again now. And we were able to recover a password called Reggie1234 Ronnie SQL SBC. Okay, cool. So let's see. We will try this credential with like different users too. But let's see what we can do with a specific user now. So let me just copy this. Or like we can have a potential better attack surface. Let me just remove this. We can get a shell. Let me just try this. I believe that user to be some kind of a high privileged user, so we can also do we can also like execute our commands up there over there. So SQL SVC. Oh, it failed. Error DC SQL mock line login failed for the user SQL SVC. Did I copy the wrong password? Nope, I did not. So why that doesn't work, mate? Whew. Let's try something a little different. Let's try this. Like leave that. NXE SMB. The IP was 10.129.4.19. Then the username cu sql svc and the password should be smaller I believe. Let's see. Yeah, it does work with SMB. Now let's see whether it supports like other protocols too. So let's see let's check it for like Vinarm. Let me also check the chat. Do 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 do. Hoo 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 hoo. Okay, so we can basically now Vinarm here and run Bloodhound now. Cool. So let's do this. Evil Vinarm, and I believe this is how. Let's check this first. Minus I for IP. Okay, cool. Next specify 10.129.4.19. Then the username, which is SQL SVC, which we found. Next, the password is going to be Reggie or Reggie, whatever. Let me do ls, and we got a shell up here. Like basically, we need to get DA, I believe, which is domain administrator. So we can first try to get the user flag, and we can also check out for local privilege escalation, or how we can pivot to another user and abuse like something with AD. Okay, so this is empty. We might have to steal something for Ryan Cooper before we get DA. So let me also cd into Ryan Cooper. I doubt we can. Yeah, permission denied. Cool. Cool, mate, cool. SQL as we see. Let's do who am I? Prev AC machine account privilege, add workstations to a domain. Okay. AC increase set privileges. So I do see a way to abuse this, but before that I want to run something like Bloodhound. But before that, let's see whether we have Bloodhound installed or not. Oh, we don't. We have to install Bloodhound, mate. Bloodhound. GitHub. By the way, this is a fresh installation of Kali, so yeah, I don't have a lot of tools installed over here, but it's okay. Is Victor Robs. Let's see this. Let me also check out for chat. The chat is empty, fam. The chat is empty. Oh no. No one is watching me, mates. Okay, have a look at this. Unpack the file. Run it. Okay. So let's do that. Remove that first. And then we do install it. Next, we have to do this. Let's do that. We have our Bloodhound CLI. I think we have to make it executable first. chmod +x bloodhound CLI uno CLI. Next, install the bloodhound config directory you set is this is missing, so attempting to create it. Fully created bloodhound config directory. Neither docker or podman was installed for this, so please install docker or podman for docker compatibility. Okay, so let me just install docker. Sudo apt install docker. Wm docker. Let me try this. While that's being installed. Okay, so it should work. But the daemon is not running, or the access was denied. Sudo systemctl real status docker. It's running. Okay, we might have a permission issue. What? Docker compose. We need to install docker compose, man. So sudo apt install docker compose. Yeah, I probably need to add docker in my user group to get that part working. I believe this should be installed in few minutes. While that's being installed, we can't do actually anything. Maybe we can. Let's explore this part. So I believe this permission might be I believe this permission might be like exploited or abused. So let's see this privilege escalation. How much I know, we can add our own machine account and maybe like perform some kind of an exploitation. Scanning for active directory privileges and let's wait for our bloodhound to be completed. Okay, so our bloodhound is up and running, and that is a big password. So let me do admin, let me put in the password. No, not for now. And let me also download the collector first. Let me just copy that here. Mm, copy, download, share found, unzip, share found. Next we will upload sharepound.exe. So let's do upload sharepound.exe. It should be done in like few minutes. So it has been uploaded. Now let's try to execute it. Sharepound dir sharepound.exe see all. That's a shape, I believe. So we got some error. Unzip is unknown. Okay. Let me do help. File name. Zip file name. Okay. Maybe we can enter this. File name bloodhound.zip. This should work. Information common live. Enumeration completed. One name is ID. One machine. 4 ID domain mapping. 0 catalog mapping. Okay. Let's see. Well, let me just download it. Download. Just a minute. I hope my stream quality is good. Yeah, it should be. Let me just open a new tab, and or maybe I don't have to open it. Let me just do a quick upload. Home, hack the box, escape, and yeah. Open, upload. Let's see profile. Ingester should be administrator. File ingest. It's like ingesting right now. It's still ingesting, so it will probably take a minute, maybe or two. By the way, guys, like this might be an overkill for OSCP, but I also want to do that. Just adaptive. C2. Is this the one? Yeah. Adaptive C2. Like I also want to explore this tool, so maybe we can also do a setup today for it. or maybe tomorrow. Our ingestion has been completed, so let me just go back and let's search for Ryan Cooper, and let's see, he is member of remote management group, domain user, authenticated user. Okay, and does he have any execution privileges? PS remote privileges he has on DC. Outbound control, user signature, active directory, client dot. Cool. Let's check our current user SQL SVC. He is member of same thingy. Authenticated user, user SQL, certificate service. Okay. Everyone, cool. Execution privileges, which is again PS remote. EFS outbound object control, can enroll into user signature, active directory search template. So this seems to be an high value target. So I believe we can perform some kind of a certificate attack here. General, let's see, the group domain user still has enrollment right against a target called user signature. This may be a certificate template or an enterprise certificate authority. Again, like, we can perform some kind of a certificate attack, so we can use something like certify. Yeah, certify. And let's see, like, if we are able to like take over this specific certificate, what we can do. Then it has inbound. Okay, inbound, right, not outbound. Let's, I might have confused a bit. Let me just scroll down. Yeah, let's see this again. Yeah, so this is our outbound control. So we can potentially like modify or take over any of these templates, and yeah, we can do something suspiciously good with it. What we can do, I don't know, but okay. SQL DCCA, I'll hack the box. Publish templates. So these are the templates which we can potentially attack. So okay, I believe this we are leaning towards some kind of a certificate attack. So we should do this now. Hacker recipe, and I might have spelled that wrong, but yeah, hacker recipe, and let's search for template attack. The hacker recipes here, this one. Theory sum of application. Okay, this is not the one. Lol. System and services. Active directory. Let me just search for it. Certificate. Abusing sub CA, which is not possible to restart certificate service. So in theory, paper the ESC4, ESC5, active directory certificate service, and add multiple objects to an AD, including secureable ones, which principals can have permissions over. Okay. Practice. By the way, guys, like, once we are done with this machine, I'm also gonna install and set up Adaptix C2. So yeah. I'm also gonna take a quick 5-minute break, and I will be back. Just a minute. Let me add one more source. Alright, gamers, I am back. I'm back, guys. So we know, like, we have to perform some kind of a certificate attack now. So let's see what we can do. It has a session, okay, understandable. Um, Outbound object control. Now click. If it works, next. Let's try to like enroll into any of these services. So let's click here. Linux abuse. Certify can be used to enroll a certificate. Certify request user corp local password CA target server template. The following requirement must be met for principals to enroll. Principal has an enrollment rights on a certificate template. The certificate template is um, let me also make sure the stream is running now. Does it show break? No, it does not. Okay, cool. Okay, so my stream is working fine. Cool. Let me try something different. This is like, by the way, this is a lot of reading to do, so I'm gonna skip this one for now. And let's see this. Certify. Certify is a powerful functional tool, defensive toolkit for enumerating and abusing Active Directory Certificate Services (ADCS). It helps red team of penetration testers, etc. Exploiting all known ESC1 to ESC17 attack paths. So what we will do is we are going to download this real quick, or let's see if we have it or not. Certify. We don't have it, but we can install it. Cool. But no, we got an error. What is that? Oof. Let's click on installation guide real quick. Okay. Okie dokie. Let's create that. Before that, we need to install this first. Next, let's create a virtual environment. Let's do that. Next we will create our environment. Next we are going to install Certify via pip. Let's get this rolling, gamers. While that's being installed, let's read the guide, the wiki. Introduction to Active Directory DCS certificates pre-owned white paper. Let's see resources. Okay. By the way, I'm not sure whether this tool is even allowed in OSCP or not, because I believe this does the whole part like in an automated way. Yeah, OSCP is kinda a little shitty. So we can start by enumeration, like certify find minus u attacker corp dot local password. We can give the DCIP. This will query LDAP for certificates templates and CE objects. The output, either the console or a text file, will list all the templates, their settings, and flags any misconfiguration. For example, part of the output might show something like this. It also shows the CA, COP CA, and a template user template. The template has enroll supply subject set to true. Client routing is enabled. The template vulnerability section might flag it as a vulnerable to ESC1, while CA1 section shows ESC8. Certify finds find would also list all which user group. There's a lot of reading, man. Authenticate with a certificate. Okay, let's see. It should be installed now, so let's try certify find. uh we need the username first, so which is svc sql. Next we also need the password, so let's also give the password. Let me just recover the password real quick. The password is done now, and we also need to specify the DCIP. So let me do DCIP, and let me copy the DCIP, paste it. Do we need anything else? Maybe text. Let's run it. Got error, failed to bind to an LDAP. This is most likely to an invalid username. Oh, it should be svc sql. svc sql is most likely due to an invalid username. I believe the username was svc sql. Yeah. Oh, it was sql svc. Lol. So let's try that. SQL svc. Failed to connect to remote registry. Service should be starting now. Try again. Checking web enrollment for CA. Found 11 enable certificate template. Found 1 certificate authority. Policy. Timed out. Well, that's running. Like, let me check for the chats. No chats, unfortunately. It's only me streaming right now. Okay, let's read this now. Oh, let's see. Template can be targeted as part of ESC2 exploitation. This is not a vulnerability by itself. See the wiki for more details. can be targeted as part of ESC3 exploitation. Okay. I might be wrong. Like there's another tool, which would do the whole exploitation on its own. You don't have to do anything. Let's read it. Do 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 do. I don't know. Like for some reason, my car is also like lagging a bit. Oh, full control, domain admin, do. Template name user. Just a minute, guys. Okay, so we see like we can do like something like ESC2, ESC3 style exploitation, but let's scroll up. Let's keep scrolling up. Then just scroll up a bit. Just a minute. Oh, let's scroll down. Okay, so we are going to exploit this template now. Template has a schema as there was in one ESC2. Okay, so let's try like ESC2 exploitation. Or is there like, or like is there other templates which we can also exploit? Suppose the find output showed ESC1 on a template and domain user can enroll, the attacker can attempt to exploit it. Your CA cop CA specifies the CA name, targets. Okay. Cool. Let's try something different. Privilege escalation. Any purpose certificate template enroll supplied subject work. Let's try this like ESC3. Obtaining an enrollment agent certificate. The attacker must first acquire certificate that includes certificate. Agent target complete. Pay attention to the template showing enrollment agent 2. The is and the ESA1. Let's also check the remarks. So we need to check whether enrollment agent is set to true or not first. Uh, Enrollment flag. Wait, what was the name exactly? Let me just check this. Enrollment agent should be the thing. Nope. So up here we can see enrollment. So the enrollment up here is false, so we can't do ESC2. Let's check the other one. Template name enrollment agent. Let's check this one. Enrollment agent. This also has false, so might not work. Extended users key. Let me just roll up. Let's start with ESC1 first. And we also check our bloodhound. What will it suggest to us? Let's click here. Let me check this. Within certificate template section, certify find out vulnerable templates are clearly marked with ESC1 listed under vulnerabilities. Okay. Let's try this again. Let's read it. Yeah, this seems to be something. We might be doing something wrong too. Let's check for the help command first. Show only vulnerable certificates. Yeah, let's do that. I only want to see vulnerable templates for now, mate. Let's see. Could not find any certificate template. Huh? What? Do-do-do-do-do-do. Okay, so like this seems to be a dead end part right now. Uh, let's go back to our initial compromise and see if we can find anything over there. Like at this moment, like I would do something like this on a zagne.exe or something. Click here, zagne. Yeah, this one. So it can help us with credential recovery actually. Let me go to the releases and download the exe. It's taking some time to download. I doubt, is my internet this slow? Zagne is being downloaded and it is hella slow, Matt. It is very slow. It is pretty slow. Let's go to the root of this thingy. So there's an unusual directory called SQL. So let me cd into it. There's logs. Let's check the logs. Let's read this. Error log dot bak. You see a lot of error. SQL mark. So this is the error log for SQL Server. Sorry, your user warning. You can't read that. Is there another log file? Yeah. Yep. There's another log file which we see. Let's try to read that. Maybe we can see it. Maybe we can get anything from here. Access denied. Okay. Let's transfer Lasagne cd users cd sql svc. Let me just copy first. Copy, download lasagne.exe here. What is happening? What is happening? Let me now upload that. Do 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 do. Upload. Let me just copy the name again because that's spelling, man. Where is the binary? The life. Let me upload Lasagne, and hopefully if we have missed any kind of stored credentials, we should be able to get from here. But we can see something here. Log on failed for user SQL Ryan Cooper. Reason password did not match the exact login provided. Failed for the user must. Okay, so we might have gotten the password for Ryan Cooper. So let me just copy this real quick. Let me do this real quick, or I go here and nope. Where do we have nxe command? Definitely not here. Here. Nope. So let me do this again. nxe smb 10.129.4.19, and let me give the name Ryan dot, what was the name? Ryan dot Cooper password no. Ryan Cooper. So kaboom, we were also able to recover the credential for Ryan Cooper. Very good. It has similar thingies as our older user. Okay, let me try his credentials. Let me try this cred. Let me go back to my terminal and do this. By the way, like my Kali is actually running on my Linux Proxmox server, so that could be a reason why there's such a lag. And let me replace this. Ryan dot Cooper, and let's see if we actually find anything here or not. It's only me watching both of my streams, by the way. Crazy. They are on Twitch, it's one person, which is me. On YouTube, also, it's only me. No problem, no problem. Okay, so this time it's like little different. This time we can see ESC1. Yeah, we see ESC1. Template name for user authentication. And enroll supply subject, and template allows client authentication. Okay. So let's go back here. And we might be able to perform ESC1 attack. So just a minute. To find SID of another attribute, to find the SID and the other attributes of a target user like administrator, you can use the command certify account user password user administrator read. Okay. Cool. So let me just do this, copy that, copy it, go back to my terminal screen, or yeah, let's do this. It will be complicated. Let me get the DCIP one more time. Let me copy the password. Nuclear Mosquito 3. And the username, which is Ryan Cooper. Ryan dot Cooper. Okay, so reading attributes for administrator. We might, I think we need this. Okay, cool. Next, let's copy this. Open notepad. Let me zoom in. Control. Wait, can't we zoom in? Can I zoom in? Yeah, we can. Okay, cool. So we need to replace this with Ryan Cooper. Ryan dot Cooper. Let me also get the password of it. I go here. remove this. Sorry, paste that. I think, what do we need now next? Yeah, the IP. Then copy this. Now go back here again. Replace this. Paste it. Next we need to go back to our terminal again. So our search, I think our DNS name or CA name will be SQL DCCA, I believe. And let's see. This is going to be our CA name and our vulnerable template to be here. Target, this is going to be the domain name. If you okay. Cool. So let's get this first. CA is going to be this. Copy that. Who? Let me remove this. Next we need to copy the template name, which is vulnerable. Or dot local. Let me just check that. Yeah, that hack the box. Next we need the SID. Copy this, and then we also need to replace this, and then we also need to replace the domain name, which is SQL.dc. Cool. Requesting certificate by RPC. So AI viewers, Twitch. Wait, is this a bot? Finally I got some viewer and it's a bot. First time chat. What? Okay, so we were able to get the certificate. Cool, very cool. So we might be able to now authenticate as administrator now. Using the obtained certificate, attacker now uses the generated file to authenticate to the domain as administrator. This typically involves Kerberos PK in it. Expected output. Okay. Let me copy this. Go back here. Paste it. And let me get the IP. Paste it. Trying to get. Wait, what? Kerberos is an error. Skew clock. Skew too great. Oh, so this might be a problem with my clock. So, let's see the date. 4128A. Okay, so let me just modify my time real quick. Properties. Time and date setting. Wait, let me just modify my time. Let's minus this, make it 4, lock, close. Let me go back here, date. It's not going to work. We need to fix our clock first. Let's do this. Syncing clock with domain controller and hacking article. Kali. IP address or sudo. Yeah, let's do this. If you can't find with apt, let's do this. I believe there's like another binary which does it. Oh, apt install ntp update. Let's try this. Rdate is also not installed. Let's try this. ntp update install apt ntp date. Okay, I might be copying the wrong thing. However, here let's copy that. Sudo apt install a standard background sync. nt date step date. So let's see this. No, it's not able to set that up. Okay, so let me just copy this, install big fan, live on the flow, big fan, bro. Next we are going to enable this and try to synchronize our clock. Or let me just ask Claude one time and I will make a note for it. Let me just ask an AI, how do I synchronize my clock against the DC? Do 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 do. Okay, so I need to do this first. Set NTP off. Let me do this again. Date. Cool. Let's try our exploit one more time. And let's see whether it will work or not. Okay, cool. So we were able to get the hash now. Very cool. So we were able to poon this machine. Next, let's try to just log in. Evil WinRM. 10.129.4.19 dash u administrator. Cool. So we were able to log in as an administrator on this domain controller, and we were able to poon it. So this was the write-up, or this was the whole walkthrough for the escape machine. It was in hard. No, it was not hard. It was a medium level Windows machine from Hack the Box, which was also the part of, which is also part of TJNL's playlist. Cool. Let's see how much time it took us to poon it. It took us almost 2 hours, but yeah, next time like I'm gonna try to like poon it in under an hour, like maybe like in a month I should be there. Now let's make a quick write-up, and then we will also see if we have time to set up this adaptix C2 or not. So let me just start one more time. This is going to be the walkthrough for recorded walkthrough for this box. Hello everyone, this is me Ayush, and in this video we are going to do escape from Hack the Box. This is also part of a TJNL's playlist for OSCP. So let's get started, shall we? Now let me just get back to my terminal screen. I will start with an nmap command. Cat nmap.nmap. Just a sec. Let's start first. Cat nmap.nmap. So up here we actually started with an nmap command. As you can see, we have our port 53 open, which is DNS, port 80 is for Kerberos, etc. Like we have like RPC 389 for LDAP, SMB. We have like bunch of LDAP. We also have MSSQL up here, and if I scroll down, we will also see WinRM import, evil WinRM import up here somewhere here 5985. Next, what we will do is we will log in into SMB using something like this. Let me get back to this terminal. Let me just log in as, let me log in into public. Let's log in into public directory of this SMB client. Let me just hit enter. I don't know, this is lagging right now. Cool, so let me just get back to my terminal and let me get that real quick. So we will start by listing SMB first. We can see there's like public share and there are like bunch of other shares, but technically we should be able to access at least the public share anonymously. So let's do that. Let me copy the IP and do public. I think it should be this way. Let me just hit enter, and if I do ls, we will see this PDF file. We can do like get and we can then download the PDF file. I have already downloaded that PDF file, and if we read and scroll down a bit, we will find a new user called public user and has a password of guest user can't write. So we will copy this, and this is for an SQL database, by the way. So we will copy it and then we will log in into an SQL database using that. So let me just pull that up now. We'll just exit from here first. Let's see if I have up here. No. We can also like run nxc netseq exec and to check whether these credentials are valid or not. Up here it is valid for SMB. We can also do something like MSSQL if it has a module for it. Login failed for SQL guest, please try again with localhost. Okay, but this credential does work for us, so I'm gonna skip that. Exit first. Let me just see. Okay, so I don't have commands here too. Wow. Where did I run it? Oh wow. Anyways, like we will simply do this here now. Impact it, MSSQL client, and then we will do public user dot guest user can't write @ our IP of the domain controller 129.4.19. we will hit enter. Next we will perform over here we will perform some kind of an attack where we can get the IP where we can get the hash of the user. So responder minus I turn O. I will explain that in a bit. We'll have our responder up and running, and if we go and read the specific write-up or the walkthrough basically, or the blog post, we can see that we can basically abuse XPDIR3 to basically exfiltrate the credentials or the hash of a MS SQL user basically. So up here we have our responder up and running. Now let's go back here up here, and we will do exec xb dir tree. Next we are going to give our IP, which is going to be 10.10. Wait, it should be this way. 10.10.14.49 and any name. Now let's go back here. So over here it says like skipping previously captured hash for SQL SVC. So basically, like, I did do this whole thing like in a live stream, so you're not going to see an hash here, but in your case, like, you will see a hash up here, and we can then basically copy the hash and crack it. So let me show that too. Cat SQL SVC dot hash. So basically we will get a hash like this on your responder. You can copy it and then you can also crack it using John. So we can do John, then word list equals to user share word list rock.txt, and then you can do SQL SVC hash, and it has been already cracked, so I have to do show, but just a sec. Show. Okay, it's not working. I'm gonna skip it, but you can basically crack the hash using that. Let me just scroll up and see if I can find it. Nope, not here. Yeah, so you can do something like this, John, etc., and you will basically recover this credential. So let's copy this, go to here and create another thingy. Next we are going to log in onto our domain controller using these credentials. So we will do eval_win_rm, then IP. Let me just specify the username, SQL SVC, and copy the password. Next we are also going to specify our domain controller's IP address. Let me just copy that. Have to specify -i flag, and we can do who am I, and we were able to log in onto this Windows server using this credential, and we are able to log in as like SQL SQL SVC user. Next we can do something like this. We can run something like Lasagne. Lasagne is a tool which can help you find credentials on a Windows machine. I haven't actually ran it on a live stream, but I did found a password on a log. So yeah, like Lasagne was not able to find a password, but we can go to the basically the root directory, then do dir, and up here we can see SQL server. So we will cd in here, cd SQL server. Next we will cd into logs, and up here we can cat it out, cat error.log.bak, and in here we will see the credential for Ryan Cooper. It's another user, so we can see SQL.htb Ryan Cooper, nuclear mosquito is the password. So we will just copy this and remember it basically. Let me just paste it here. Next, on the same machine we can also upload bloodhound collector. You can also upload the bloodhound character collector. Let me just cd into SQL as we see ls. So you can upload sharphound.exe and run it, like you should be knowing how to run it, and then you will get this zip file. You can download it and you can also upload it to your bloodhound ingest it. Let me just log in a sec, copy this, my login failed. Oh, admin. Next we will now search for our current user, the current user which we got, which is Ryan Cooper. And if we go to outbound object control, we can see like there are a bunch of like certificates, right? And if we click on enroll in any one of them and try to read it, the group domain user SQL HTTP has enrollment rights against the target node. User signature SQL.htb. Target node may be a certificate template or of an enterprise. And then we will click on Linux abuse, and we can see like we are going to we can see from here that this is going to be some kind of a certificate attack, like ESC type stuff. So we will go and Google about Certify. From here we will go back to our terminal. Now we make sure to download Certify. Next I will first quit this screen, exit out from here. For now, like ignore this part, I will show you how it works. Next we are going to do something like this. So we are going to run certify account Ryan Cooper. Nuclear mosquito is going to be the password, but not that. Here, and we are basically going to run this command and look out for any vulnerable template which we can exploit. We should get our output like in a minute. Now let's read it. So we can see this specific template called user authentication is vulnerable to ESC1 attack. Let's go back to our web app again, and we are basically on the Certify's wiki, and if we scroll down we will see how we can actually exploit it using Certify tool. So the command to request the certificate, certify request, if we run this specific command we will be able to get the certificate for the administrator user on the domain controller. But before we do that, we also need to know the SID of our administrator user. We can do that by this command. We can do certify account, again the passwords and like basically the credentials for the user Ryan Cooper, the domain controller IP, and the user which we want to target, which is administrator. Hit enter and you will get the object SID which you can copy, and then you can go and make your own payload. So this is going to be the payload which will basically add our own malicious thingy and take over the administrator, domain administrator user. So over here we will use certify request. We will then specify the credentials. Then you have to specify the CIP target, which is going to be the domain controller address, the CA name, and the template name, which is user authentication, and the UPN. If you want to like read more about it and how this works, like you can go up here and you can read about it. And once you run it, you will get something like this. Just a sec, let me just scroll up. So yeah, like once you run it, you will get a certificate for the administrator user. Then once you get the certificate, by the way, like you need to make sure that your clock is synced against the domain controller. So let me just scroll up. Then you will basically, like, we will run the certified tool again, certify auth pfx, and we will give the pfx file, the certificate file, and we will also specify the domain controller IP address. With that, like, we will get the password hash for the domain controller administrator user, which we can use it to log in, on the domain controller as administrator, as we can see up here. So yeah, this was a very quick walkthrough for this specific machine. If you want to view the whole detailed version of it, like how the whole approach, which took me about 2 hours, you can go and watch the full live stream if you want to. But this was a short recap of the whole thingy. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys, and I hope you have an amazing day. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time to actually explore Adaptix C2, but we will indeed explore it in our maybe next live stream. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys, and have a wonderful week.